everyone, and welcome back to another studio. It's Erica here with the November release from Picket Fence Studios. We're gonna have a quick look at all the goodies in this new release, and then we're gonna make a card. So there is quite a few, especially sort of crafty stamps and sentiments in this one, which I'm really loving. And I love these ones with the cutouts that have got like that sort of shadow sentiment and then a word die cut to layer on top. Love those. And this foiling impress thing, I'm just getting to grips with foiling, but I'm a big fan. There's a lot of fun sentiments in these sets, and this is probably the set that I am the most excited about. It's just, yeah, connects with my soul. And as always, there is fun stencils. This is one thing that I am such a big fan of. I love stencils in all shapes and forms, and yeah, you can just do so many things, so yay for stencils! Right, so we're gonna jump into the card making, and we're gonna use the Charlotte the Chameleon stamp set and die cut for this. She is the girlfriend of Charlie the Chameleon, which was from one of the previous releases quite recently, but I can't remember exactly when that was. And as I was going to do some Copic coloring, I have stamped her up in the black hybrid ink from Picket Fence Studios, which is Copic friendly. And this is in Nina cardstock. And here are the pens that I had pricked out previous to use. So we're gonna go for a rainbow chameleon today. And I'm gonna go from a pink, light pink to dark pink, purple, blues, turquoise, aqua, green, and yellow. And I'm just gonna do a little bit here to sort of start out, and then we are gonna hop into a time lapse to do the rest of the coloring. I don't know if I picked the pink sort of subconsciously or not to start out with, so there's kind of like she's got pink lips, very big pink lips here, I might add, but it will all look better once she's all colored in, I promise. And while I'm coloring, I will try to remember to always put the cap up so that you can see which number Copic I am using for the coloring. And for some of these, I will start with one color, do the next color, and then go back with the lighter one just to kind of blend in the color a little bit. But I don't want it to be like super blended, just kind of, yeah, go from one color to the other, but not sort of, as I said, not super blended. And here we are, we're off. Goodness me, if only coloring could be this quick every time, right? We'll all be spitting out cards in no time. Now, as I was getting to the end of this, I realized that I hadn't picked out quite enough colors, so I actually went ahead and picked out a few more orange and reds, and those are the colors there. But we're gonna have a look from start to finish, or from tip of the tail to the tip of the nose of all the colors that I have used. So obviously you can pause and write down all these numbers if you want to use these exact colors. Rightio then, with all the coloring done, we are going to use the coordinating die cut and cut her out. And I don't use the purple tape, but just to be on the safe side when I spend a lot of time coloring, I do anyway. And then with some of the stamp sets from the actual stamp set, we are going to stamp directly onto a card base, a sentiment, and then also something for little Charlotte to hold on to. And that is coming from this stamp set. And we are going to use a paintbrush. So we're using her as a sort of guide of where this is going to go. And then closing the lid of the Mini Misty, picking the stamp set up, removing Charlotte, obviously. And then we're going to go back in and stamp up the stamp set, or the paintbrush, stamp that, color that. And of course I'm using the black hybrid ink again. it's so handy knowing that I always have a Copic friendly ink on hand. So there we are. And stamping it twice to make sure we get a nice solid imprint. And then we're gonna hop into a time-lapse video again to finish this off. And I started out just thinking I'm gonna just color in the paintbrush. And then I decided to add a little something extra, but you will see. And sadly, here, I was all zoomed in for some reason. So you don't actually catch all the markers that I'm using, which I remember to actually put the cap upside so that you can see it. But because of the angle, you did not see it. So yay for Erica. Ugh. But anyway. So I used a few brown ones just to kind of, get that sort of wooden paintbrush look, and a few neutral grays to make it kind of look like metal. They're holding the actual paint bristles. That's it. And once I was done with that, I thought, oh, okay, yeah, so we're going to be done. But that's where I decided to add a little something extra. Because I decided to use the stamps or the sentiment that says, don't be afraid of coloring outside the lines or something like that. So, decided to add some more color. So I've used the same Copic markers that I've used on Charlotte, but obviously I didn't use all of them because then the whole thing will be covered and, it's kind of like, eh. But I used yellows through to sort of orange, reds, and then finished off with a little bit of pink. And this is literally just scribbled, not blended or anything, just willy-nilly all over the place kind of thing. But I kind of like it. I'm usually very, controlled, like inside the lines and all that, but the sentiment emboldened me. It really did. I thought, I can't just stamp that sentiment and then not actually follow the advice, right? That would be crazy. I'm crazier? My husband would say I'm crazier because apparently you can't become something that you already are. Me. But I digress. Anyway, so here we are. We are, and again, we means me. So I'm just finishing off here with the lightest pink here, and then we are going to pop this whole shebang into the Misty again, or the mini Misty, and stamp up 1 or actually 2 sentiments in the end. At first I was just going to do the one that I mentioned before about not being afraid to color outside the lines. But then I also added be creative in the top right corner because I think, it's a fun sentiment. It's nice, it's encouraging and nice, I think. So that's gonna go there, and I think pretty soon is where I realized that, oy vey, I have been filming in all the wrong angles and the wrong close-ups. But as I said, oh well, things happen, right? I think this is literally when I look up and go, no. But here we are. It's corrected now, and then you can see I put my finger in the ink as well. It was just, things were not going my way. Hey. And adding a little bit more ink to make sure we get a nice crisp imprint. And the second one says, feel free to color outside the lines. But, you kind of grasp what I was going for anyway, don't you? And then with that, it was just a matter of adding Charlotte, and then the card was done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And I've used liquid glue from Lawn Fawn, which is the one I do find myself reaching for all the time nowadays. I've not had a huge sort of success with a lot of like tape runners and things or other liquid glues, but this one I really like. Just making sure there I've rubbed off the ink on my hands rather than smearing it all over my card, because that would be just a thing, wouldn't it? We've all been there. Okay, so with that, the card is done. What do you think? Fun, huh? And you can never go wrong with a rainbow, in my opinion, anyway. And with the last few little close-ups of the card, that is it. I'm gonna let you get going, but thank you so much for stopping by today. And if you enjoyed this video, please do consider giving it a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel. I will pop affiliate links to all the new release down below. So if you do use these when you shop, I will get a small commission at no cost to you. Thank you so much for using these when you shop.